My mother-in-law tried to kick me out of her house. So I handed her an eviction notice with my name on it. Yeah, she didn't see that coming. I think it's time you pack your things and leave. That's how she said it. Calm, controlled, like she'd been waiting for this moment. She stood in the middle of the living room, arms crossed, acting like she owned the place. This is my house, she added slower this time. You've overstayed your welcome. I didn't respond right away. I just stood there for a second holding a towel, letting her words settle. Then I set it down. I heard you, I said calmly. I'm just trying to figure out why you think you can say that to me. That threw her off. Her eyes narrowed. Because this is my home, she snapped. I let you stay here after the wedding. I can just as easily tell you to leave. From the couch, Daniel finally moved a little. For a second, I thought, maybe he'd say something. Yeah, no. He just sat there, staring at the floor like if he ignored it long enough, it would go away. That told me everything. I want you out by the end of the week, she said. There it was. A year ago, that probably would have broken me, back when I was still trying to impress her, still trying to fit into whatever version of me she approved of. But not anymore. I looked at her and gave a small smile. Yeah, that's not happening. The room went dead quiet. Excuse me, she said. I'm not leaving, I said. Not this week. Not next week. Not because you told me to. Her tone sharpened instantly. You don't get to make that decision. I tilted my head slightly. No, you don't get to make that decision. Hey, come on! Daniel finally jumped in, nervous. Can we just calm down? This is getting out of hand. She didn't even look at him. No, what's getting out of hand is your wife refusing to respect me in my own house. I let out a quiet breath. You keep saying that, I said. Your house. She crossed her arms tighter. Because it is. Is it? I asked. That pause right there? That was the first crack. Of course it is, she said quickly. I nodded slowly. Okay, then let's look at the paperwork. Now she looked confused. What paperwork? I didn't answer. I just turned, walked down the hallway, and grabbed the folder from the desk. And yeah, I could feel both of them watching me. When I came back, the energy in the room had shifted. What is that? She asked. I held it up slightly. This, I said. This is why I'm not going anywhere. She let out a short laugh. You think a piece of paper changes anything? I looked her straight in the eyes. It already does. Now Daniel stood up. What's going on? He asked. I opened the folder slowly, pulled out the document, and walked over to the table. I wasn't planning to do this today, I said. But I guess we're here now. Then don't, she snapped. Just leave. I shook my head. Yeah, that's not how this works. I placed the paper down in front of her. You don't get to kick someone out of a house that isn't yours. Silence. Then she laughed. Okay, that's ridiculous. Is it? I said. She grabbed the paper and started reading. And right there, that's when everything changed. Her confidence? Gone. This doesn't make any sense, she said. There's no mistake, I replied. Daniel leaned in, reading over her shoulder. What is this? He asked. It's the deed, I said. The updated one. He frowned. Updated? I nodded. The house was transferred 6 months ago. Her head snapped toward me. Transferred to who? I didn't even hesitate. To me. That hit hard. Daniel actually stepped back. That's not possible. How would you even... Your dad signed it over, I said. That shut everything down. Completely. He would never do that without telling me, she said. But her voice wasn't steady anymore. I held her gaze. He tried, I said. But every time he brought up the future, it turned into an argument. Daniel ran his hand through his hair. When did this even happen? Right before he passed. Silence again. But this time, heavy, real, No, she said, shaking her head. I would have known. I sat down calmly. He wanted things to be fair, I said. That's all. Daniel looked at me. So you've known this whole time? Yeah. Why didn't you say anything? I gave a small shrug. Because I wasn't trying to take anything from anyone. I just wanted peace. She let out a bitter laugh. Peace? You call this peaceful? I looked at her, steady. I never used this against you, I said. Not when you criticized me. Not when you treated me like I didn't belong. Not even when you reminded me I was just a guest. She flinched. I let it go. Every time. Daniel looked down. But today, I continued, you told me to leave my own house. That landed hard. That's not how this works, she said, weaker now. I didn't take anything, I replied. It was given to me. Daniel looked at the papers again. Is that all? He asked. I reached into the folder. Not exactly. I pulled out the second document and placed it on the table. She hesitated before picking it up. And the second she read it, her face dropped. That's an eviction notice, Daniel said quietly. Yeah, I said. She looked up at me, stunned. You're not serious. I didn't raise my voice. I am. For me? She asked. I nodded. For you. Silence. You're kicking my mom out? Daniel said. I looked at him. No, I said calmly. I'm treating her the same way she treated me. That hit deeper than anything else. Her hands were shaking now. You'd really do that? She asked. I studied her for a second. Honestly, for the first time, she didn't look powerful. She just looked unsure. I don't want to, I said. But I will if I have to. Daniel stepped forward quickly. Wait, there has to be another way, he said. We can fix this. I nodded slowly. There is. They both looked at me. It starts with respect, I said. Not when it's convenient. Not when you feel like it. I paused. All the time. She didn't argue. Didn't snap back. Didn't say a word. And right then, that silence told me everything. She finally understood. And just like that, her house wasn't hers anymore.